Hey, it's Rory with searchinsha.com, and today you join me in my car because I was just at the Realme launch event, and as I was shooting B-roll, it started raining really heavily, and an outdoor event, rain meant that the whole place started flooding, and I just had to run out of there. So I'm here now in my car, nice and mostly dry, but yeah, I have a lot of information for you. They launched two smartphones. It's the Realme 3 Pro and the Realme C2. So here's everything you need to know about it. So let's start with the Realme 3 Pro. Now everybody remembers the Realme 2 Pro because that was a pretty sick device. It had great specs and an amazing price point, and the Realme 3 Pro builds on top of that. So now the phone is a 6.3-inch device with a Full HD Plus display. It has a dewdrop notch with a 25 megapixel selfie camera in front in that little notch that also has AI beautification features. Inside, it is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 710 processor, which is a pretty big upgrade from the Snapdragon 660 processor on the Realme 2 Pro, and it is now mated to either 4 or 6 gigs of RAM with either 64 or 128 gigs of internal storage. Keeping the lights on is a nice 4045 mAh battery with support for VOOC Flash Charge 3.0. That is a 20-watt fast charging solution, so you should be able to top out the phone pretty quickly. But the problem is that it now charges, it still charges via a micro USB port. But the good news is you do get to keep your 3.5mm headphone jack, which is always very nice. For photos, you're getting a 16 megapixel plus 5 megapixel dual camera setup at the back. The main sensor is a 16 megapixel Sony IMX519 sensor, and it has an f1.7 aperture lens. So the second one is just your regular 5 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor to help with depth of field effects. Realme is also debuting their Nightscape mode, which is sort of like a specialized night mode for taking low light photographs, similar to what you'd find on, let's say, Huawei P20 Pro. This camera is also capable of shooting 960 FPS super slow motion, but Realme says that they'll push that in a software update a little down the line. Speaking of software, the phone runs on Android 9 Pie with ColorOS 6.0 built on top. So the new version of ColorOS adds the ability to add an app drawer. So if you're someone like me who loves app drawers, then this is a very good update. So the Realme 3 Pro will be available everywhere at offline and online retailers starting the 18th of May 2019, but there will be a first sale for the Realme 3 Pro on the 15th of May, but that's only on Lazada. There'll be two spec variants. You have the base model with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. That device will be priced at 899 ringgit, while the top spec with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, that will be priced at 1099 ringgit. Next, we have the Realme C2, which is their new entry-level device. So this smartphone has a 6.1-inch HD Plus display up front with the same kind of dewdrop notch, and it also is powered by a MediaTek Helio P22 processor that's mated to either 2 or 3 gigs of RAM with either 16 or 32 gigs of internal storage. Keeping the lights on is also a generous 4000 mAh battery, but like the Realme 3 Pro, it also only charges via micro USB, which is kind of a bummer, but also you still get to keep your 3.5mm headphone jack. Unlike the Realme 3 Pro though, it doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, so that's a bit of a bummer. For photos, you're getting a dual camera setup at the back with a 13 megapixel plus 2 megapixel setup, and then you also have a 5 megapixel selfie shooter up front. So also new with the Realme C2 is the back. So previously it was this glossy design with a diamond cut finish, which looks it looks pretty okay. Now they've ditched the glossy back. It's now a matte back that actually feels like pretty okay lah. But it still retains the diamond cut design, so it still has that fancy look, but it's just not as shiny. So like the Realme 3 Pro, the Realme C2 will also come in two variants. So there's the base model with 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage. That will be priced at 429 ringgit. And if you want a little more storage, you can get the top spec variant with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage. That will be priced at 499 ringgit. So it will also go on sale and be available everywhere offline on the 18th of May 2019, but there will also be a first sale on Shopee which is taking place on the 21st of May, where you can pick that phone up there. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on that notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads. You can also like us on Facebook and keep your browser logged to searchandshow.com for all the latest servings of tech news. In the meantime, you can check out our Realme 3 Pro versus Mi 9 SE video right here, and also our Realme 3 Pro unboxing, where Ray will give you her hands-on with the smartphone. And that's it. Once again, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!